So in PowerPoint, a feature called Mix, which is an add-on which will be becoming part of PowerPoint in the coming months, is a tool that allows you to capture screen recordings and slide recordings. But for the purpose of this quick presentation and tutorial, we're going to talk about how to use the screen recording function within Mix. So if I go across and I go to open up my Mix tab and open up screen recording, that's going to allow me to actually capture an area and record and narrate something outside of PowerPoint, whether it's a website, a clip from a YouTube video, showing kids how to use a certain application like a Word or Excel file. Sorry about that. And we're just going to get going. And if I bring my mouse up here, because I'm recording right now, these are my functions to pause, to stop. I want to make sure my audio is selected and whether or not I want to record my pointer. So now we're going to transition to how to actually record something outside of your PowerPoint presentation. So here you can see I opened up google.com/earth through Google Chrome. This is the newest version of Google Earth. And let's say I wanted to do a demonstration on how to use some of the basic functions of Google Earth. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to launch it. Now keep in mind, I'm using the screen recorder function of Office Mix right now. So if I just wanted to pause this, I'm just going to go ahead and pause it. Again, I want to make sure that when I'm done, once I hit the stop function, I'll show you what that looks like when I'm done, just to go into a quick model. I want to make sure my audio is being captured, and I want to record the pointer to maybe point things out on my demonstration. So if I were just to go ahead and do a quick search, and I'm explaining to somebody how to use the search function in Google Earth, and I just wanted to put Rome, Italy, so here you can see how it kind of focuses in on Rome. Then I can go ahead and put the Colosseum. See what that looks like. There we go. And again, this is all being captured through the screen recording function through Office Mix. If I wanted to show people what the Colosseum perhaps looked like on the inside, I can use the little stick guy figure, which is known as a street view. I could show kids around the inside of the Colosseum. So now after I hit the stop on the media controller when I was in my screen recording, you could see in my PowerPoint, my second slide, this is the first slide when I was demonstrating how to open up the different functions, but now my second slide is actually a screen recording of what I just showed with Google Earth. So here you could have the play button. I'm just going to go ahead and play it. And then it's playing right here. I can kind of fast forward. I can trim through it. What another neat tool about this is if you have something that is about, this is a minute 50, if you wanted to trim part of it, you could just right click on that. You can trim it. So if you wanted to take out the last, let's say, 8 seconds, you could do that. And then it will actually trim the video clip for you, which is kind of a neat feature. So now you have a couple of screen recording captures, and they're each on different slides. You could just do one long one, it would be one slide. But now the question is, what do I do with this? Well, there's two options of what you could do as far as taking this and putting it into a video format that could be used in other platforms. So if you look under the back of the Mix tab, if you look over here, there's an option it's called Export to Video. So I go ahead and select that. The first thing I'm going to do is my video size doesn't necessarily have to be full HD. That's going to be a pretty large file. It's going to take a long time to compress. But what I'm going to go is I could either put computer in HD or even internet and DVD. The quality on that is pretty good. And then this option here for seconds spent on each slide, that is only if you had slides that had no interactive material like a video recording, which is what these are. So I'm just going to leave that at 5 because it's not going to change the length of the slides anyway. I'm going to go ahead and hit next, and then it's going to give you an area where you want to save this. And you'll notice here it's an MP4, which is a video file. So you're going to go ahead and call this, for the purposes of here, I'm going to call this screen recording tutorial. I'm going to go ahead and hit save, and you'll see now down here there's a little bit of a timeline on how long it's going to take, and now it's going to be exporting my presentation as an MP4 file. Now the other option of what you can do as far as taking these screen recordings and compressing and making them into MP4 or video files is if you didn't want to do this for all 3 or 4 of slides, whatever you have, you can go to each individual recording, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, and one of my options is Save Media As. So I'm going to go Save Media As. It's going to open up my save window, and it's going to save it as a media file. So if I just put here for our time sample, and I go ahead and hit save, now basically what that did was it took this slide recording, or the screen recording rather, when I used Google Earth as a model and I went to Rome and all that stuff, and basically what it did, it took it and converted it into a video file that now I could use wherever I want. So this is just a quick overview of how to use the screen recording feature in Office Mix.